Wow, I cannot believe it is already our second day at Goliad. These are some kind of eerie looking shots, aren't they? These Dean took with, if you hear a meowing, that's our daughter's cat. She's hanging out with us, and she's hanging out with me while I'm doing the voiceover. These are some shots Dean took with the drone of the Presidio in the morning. We didn't encounter any spooky well, we did have some banging on the door between the, children's bedroom and the courtyard between the quarters and the chapel. But, we didn't see anything unusual, and we kind of figured as long as the ghost stayed on that side of the quarters and we were on our side of the quarters, everything was good. As far as we know, nobody was actually in the chapel or in the courtyard that night, so who knows. Anyway, so thank you guys for joining us on our second day in Goliad, and stay tuned. Immediately outside the Presidio La Bahia is a little house that is the birthplace of General Ignacio Zaragoza. It is actually part of the state park system, even though the Presidio is privately owned. The birthplace of Zaragoza is part of the state park system, and it's maintained by the Goliad State Park Rangers. The Fannin Battleground marks the location of the Battle of Coleto Creek, which you've already seen the Presidio La Bahia. Fannin and his troops were there 2 different time periods, and in between happened the Battle of Coleto, which was the result of a series of bad decisions, quite frankly. And this is where he and his troops were captured prior to the massacre at the Presidio La Bahia. So we're at the Fannin Battleground State Historic Site, which is not maintained by Texas Parks and Wildlife. It's actually maintained by the Texas Historical Commission. And it's not a very large battleground or a very large site, but it is pretty impactful and very informative. So if you happen to be in Goliad, you definitely want to take the drive out here. It's just outside of Fannin, Texas, which is about 2 miles from Goliad. One of the great things about the city of Goliad is there is a lot of history jam-packed into about a 5-mile radius tops, maybe even a 3-mile radius. After our visit to the battleground, we went to the town square at Goliad, and I have to say that I think Goliad has one of the most beautiful courthouses I have ever seen. And of course, we went shopping on the plaza afterwards. Most of the shops on the plaza have boutique prices, but this particular shop here had actually some pretty good prices, and I did end up buying a shirt because, me being me, I'd already spilled something on my shirt before 10 o'clock in the morning. So we spent the morning walking around the Fannin Battleground State Historic Site, which probably really should be called the Coleto Battle Site because that was the name of the battle. Then we went to downtown Goliad. I say downtown Goliad, it's a town square around the courthouse, and I went shopping. Dean took some photographs, and now we're both a little hungry, a little thirsty, so we're gonna grab some food and some beer. The food ended up being a little bit overpriced. It was good, just a little overpriced. The beer was spectacular. I am not a beer drinker, but I really liked their beer, especially the watermelon beer. And Dean really liked the General Zaragoza. We ended up stopping by the grocery store in Goliad and picking up a 6-pack of it before we went home. Thank y'all so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Next week, we will be back with part 3 of our long weekend in Goliad.